Good evening. I'd just like to thank the BTFA for inviting me for their banquet. It was truly an honor. I'd also like to personally thank our president, Ms. Donna Watson, for inviting me and her incredible support, as well as Ms. Michelle Williams for her help in communicating with me and organizing everything. In addition, I'd like to thank my grandma, Ms. Hyacinth Smith, and my aunt Sonia for joining me tonight. I'd first like to say that the last time I was introduced in front of a large group of Bermudians was at the 2004 Crypto Games, where I was first introduced to the team. And I remember it because I think it was Mr. Dill who introduced me to all my new teammates, and he introduced me as Anthrax King. And it was the year of Anthrax, so that's kind of rough. So hopefully it goes a little better. So after going back and forth in my mind about what I wanted to speak about tonight, I decided I'd speak on what I know, my experiences. I wanted to share with you 3 distinct experiences and revelations that represent both my physical journey as an athlete and my personal growth. So, experience number 1. Here I was, 18, without my parents, imbuing on a mission to get lunch while exposed to hundreds of dim bodies from every corner of the world. The proclivity of humans' most basic need juxtaposed in absolute diversity was simply breathtaking. As I surveyed through the aisles, I observed the languages, the skin colors, the dress, the mannerisms, and the nationalities of the athletes. As I ate, my observations started to break down into descriptive thoughts. Does an Asian athlete from Brazil feel the same sense of homage being in Beijing? How does an Israeli athlete feel about an Iranian team? Because as unique as people were, it was the likeness that made the Olympic experience equivocally remarkable. What I saw in the Olympic Village cafeteria was not a bunch of individual athletes, but rather the world. The Olympics reinforced my desire to study people, culture, and society in order to further my knowledge of human behavior, solutions to social ills. The Olympic Games was a political scientist and a sociologist's dream come true. So revelation number 1, education. I'm nothing without my education. Track and school has always and must always come hand in hand. At an early age, my parents made it clear that being successful was not a choice, but an expectation. For them, a B was unacceptable simply because it was not an A. And once my parents set this expectation, I had an ingrained obligation to meet them. Throughout high school, I was living proof that the nerd could also be the jock. And it wasn't until I visited Stanford University, the 3rd best college in the US, and first athletically, did I realize I was among thousands of students like that. And if you go to any Stanford sporting event, especially football, you're likely to see a sign that says #Revenge of the Nerds. But I digress. My point is that I would not be where I am today if I solely relied on track and field. You need a balance. I've seen so many amazing athletes, especially from my high school days, that just disappeared because they never gave themselves a fair chance in school. Without a balance, it's easy to get consumed by one thing and disturbed by everything. At the end of the day, no higher academic institution will consider you solely based on your athletic skills. You must have the grades. I realized that my education has made me a better athlete. I carry my study habits and my desire to learn to my sport, because I'm both a student in the classroom and on the field. Experience number 2. Frederick Douglass once said, "There is no progress without struggle." Well, struggle has defined my athletic career. If anyone has truly followed my athletic career, they would know it has not been a smooth journey for me. I've been plagued after injury, yet still I rise. For example, at the Olympic Games and the World Juniors that year, 2008, I jumped with 1/3 of my patella tendon, the most important part of your knee, my jumping leg, completely torn. At the 2009 NCAA Outdoor Championships, I made the long jump finals with my entire right leg, covered with tape, brace, and sleeve from the hip to the ankle. No skin was visible. In the 2010 NCAA Championships, I came second in the long jump with a completely swollen knee. Revelation number 2, the struggle. I am and we are our struggles. Struggles show meaning and purpose. All athletes need to experience it to test their strength. According to the doctors, I was not supposed to do any of that. But to this day, I have an issue with people telling me I can't compete. If you're truly passionate about something, pain and mental struggle must become imaginary. It must become temporary. For the last 4 years, my body has been out of my control, yet I found meaning and purpose through hard work. Struggle taught me I need to be the best I can be, regardless. If I'm going to be on crutches, I need to be the best girl on crutches that anyone's ever seen. So if you're going to be injured, you better be the best injured person your vet has ever seen. Why? Because only excuses make a struggle. Hard work will always counter it. In order to give yourself a chance, you must live by the notion that I often tell myself that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough.
There you go. Tell them that again.
In the last 4 years, I wish I was further along. But in the last 4 years, up until now, I have been injured. But despite these pending injuries, I've PR'd, I've went to NCs every year, I've medaled at international competitions, and I beat a whole bunch of healthy people. So you may not be where you want to be when obstacles come your way, but no one can challenge the fact, once again, that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. Hard work, not your struggle, no matter how bad it is, must come to define you. Experience number 3. This past fall training has been the hardest in my entire life. I love to jump, but running not so much. We had 2 days every day of the week, starting at 7 a.m. and also 3 p.m. But for me, no day mattered more than 7 a.m. Monday morning, aka golf course hills. Every Monday we had 400-meter hills. My group, the short sprinters, had 4 sets in 85 seconds, which on a flat track is a piece of cake, but on a 400-meter straight up climb, you might as well be Mount Everest, Mount Kilimanjaro, Sahara Desert, anything. It was the craziest feeling of my life to be running and all of a sudden, physically not having the strength to put one foot in front of the other. Every time I stopped, it wasn't gradual, it wasn't premeditated, it was I stopped and I collapsed on the ground. And it took me the whole fall cycle, which was 4 weeks, to complete all 4 in the right time, and I will say I was among a few for my group at least. I was so happy and relieved that, and I kid you not, that I broke down and cried. So my third revelation is love and will. As an athlete, there has to be a point where your will, absent from injury and physical struggles, as I just said, is tested. For some, like me, this happens almost every day at training. But like my coach always says, you can test the quality of an athlete by the strength of her will, his will. I cried after that hill workout because it was my first major accomplishment after my knee surgery, in which I was out the entire year and redshirted my senior year. I cried because it was a pain-free, yet physically and mentally draining workout of my life. And I cried because I gave it everything and I had nothing left. Dramatic, I know. But any athlete or professional anything will tell you have to love what you do in order to be successful. Track can't be that thing you do because you're good at it. You have to love it. With love, will comes easy. And with love, making the right choice is easy. If you love it, you'll do well in school. If you love it, you'll fight for it even when the odds are against you. So no matter if you're competing recreationally, professionally, or collegiately, the only way you can give your respective goals a fair chance is if you fully commit. As I prepare for this upcoming year's NCAAs and Olympic dreams, I continuously meditate on these fundamental experiences and the lessons they convey. Education, struggle, love, and will have made me the student athlete that I am today, and hopefully professional I will be in both in-track and outside of track as I aspire one day. If anything, it is my hope that in some way, shape, or form, these ideas and experiences will resonate with you. In conclusion, I leave you with a selection of a speech that I listen to every morning on my iPod before that 7 a.m. deathly workout. Not only did it wake me up in the morning, but it also inspired me to go to that practice, because many of those nights I thought about not going at all. And for those of you who might be interested, it's called How Bad Do You Want to Be Successful, courtesy of YouTube. There was a young man who wanted to make a lot of money, so he went to a guru. The guru said, if you want to be at the level I'm on, I'll meet you at the beach tomorrow. So the young man got to the beach at 4 a.m. and was ready, even though he was wearing a suit and not shorts. The old man asked the young guy, how bad do you want to be successful? And the man said, really bad. So the guru said, walk out into the water. So the young guy walks out into the water and goes waist deep. And he was like, this guy is crazy. I wanted to make money and not go swimming. I didn't ask to be a lifeguard. Then the old man says, come out a little further, until he was right at his mouth in the water. The young man started to think that this old man really is crazy. He's making a lot of money, but he's crazy. The old man said, I thought you wanted to be successful. He said, I do. So he made him walk further and dropped his head in the water and held him down. He held him completely down, and just before the young man was about to pass out, he raised him up. He told the guy, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you'll be successful. When you're having an asthma attack, the only thing you're trying to do is get air. You don't care about what's going on, you don't care about the basketball game, you don't care about the party, you don't care about hanging with your friends. The only thing you're trying to do is breathe. So when you get to a point where you want to be successful as bad as you can breathe,